I want to thank Senator Horn for injecting himself into what I think is an incredibly disastrous situation that the legislature has created for ourselves. I will never fault a man or a woman for doing right by their district, and so, Senator, I thank you for your leadership on this issue. To respond directly to the question from Senator Prose and maybe to our gentleman here from Treasury, the money that we're talking about right now is the result of a $5 million appropriation that the House and Senate approved last year for the purpose of maintenance and administration of buildings within these districts. Money that we currently have left over as it relates to the Buena Vista district, we're now talking about appropriating that money to pay down the remaining debt. In Inkster, without question, we are up for that renewal this year in August. And I think this body needs to be very careful, and I think we need to be very judicious, to your point, Senator, when we talk about the precedent that we are setting as it relates to the state coming in and absolving the debts of these districts. We have a $12 million deficit in Inkster. We're not talking $750,000. We are talking $12 million. If this renewal goes down in August, the first place Inkster is going to turn to is this legislature to come in and clean up the mess, because that is the precedent we are setting today. I think that we could have addressed this situation in years prior. I think we could address this situation today if we changed the statute simply to say that when the receiving districts sell those buildings or sell those properties, the first thing that that money goes to is to pay down the existing debt. I've got the article from Saginaw somewhere here in front of me. $5 million they sold Buena Vista High School for a month ago. We could have taken that money and completely wiped this debt clean. But here we are asking the legislature again to come in and clean up mistakes. When you talk about Inkster, this is exactly what will happen if that goes down. And I've got the paperwork right here. That $12 million we're talking about is a $12 million emergency loan that this legislature approved 2 months before they were dissolved. We gave them $12 million. 2 months later, we closed them down. And now they're on the hook for that $12 million. And we're going to be expected to fix it. If Inkster votes down that millage in August, if this legislature fails to come through and to provide them with the relief that they need, that's then going to go to bankruptcy court. That bankruptcy judge is not going to levy that on non-homestead property anymore. They're going to put it on homestead property taxes as well. And so we're going to ask the residents of some of our poorest districts, including Buena Vista, including Inkster, to pick up the price tag for the mistakes of this legislature. It is very upsetting to me. But again, I thank God that the senator is putting his neck out there for his district. But we need to be very careful. We need to be very judicious and think long and hard about what we are going to do here today, because in a couple months' time, we may be coming back to you asking for a much, much higher price tag. Thank you, Mr. Chair.